Have you ever seen a cashier put a rude customer in their place? 1. Early 80s. My mill was managing a convenience store / gas station / car wash. She needed help. I was between jobs, so I hired on her, another daughter, and me. The area was upper middle class up to rich with steady traffic passing through. One kid lived in the area, figured out there was one pump that was out of our view. Policy was to just turn on the pump, allowing anyone to pump gas, then pay at the window. This one kid drove off on all three of us. We knew who did it each time. The other two couldn't figure out how to handle it. I just bided my time watching and waiting. Eventually, he tried it again. I wouldn't turn the pump on. After several attempts, he came up to the window informing me that I didn't turn on the pump. Told him that pump was out of our sight and we had some drive off, so we were told from now on that pump was prepay only. Apologized for the inconvenience, but nothing I could do. He hands me $20, thanked him for understanding, and off he went. Few minutes later, he was back asking why I didn't turn the pump on. Well, you haven't paid yet. I gave you $20. Yup, sure did. That paid for the gas you got last week. To get any more, you will pay for it in advance. His shoulders slumped and he went back to the car to go find somewhere else to drive off from. 2. Not a cashier, but close enough. The local marina will store your boat and perform a spring tune-up by a certain date for a reasonable rate. It's an old story, so the fee is not of importance. One guy who does not use the service put his boat in the water but could not get it started. He stormed into the shop on that first nice spring day with a crowd of shoppers and demanded that a mechanic follow him down to the water and start his engine. He was asked to wait while a job in progress was completed. That only ramped him up and yelled louder. Sensing how this might escalate, the tech picked up a wrench and a screwdriver and walked down to the boat. While the guy was still ranting, a screw was turned and the engine sputtered a few times, then settled into a smooth idle. The tech asked for $20 and heard, "I'm not giving you any $20 for just turning a screw." I could have done that. At that point, the screw was turned again. The engine sputtered to a stop and they separated. 1 hour later, the man came back into the shop and offered $50 up front for someone to start his engine. 3. One of my first jobs was working in an electronics repair shop. A guy dropped off his TV for repair, and when he came to pick it up was angry about the cost. The guy asked for the manager, who had stepped out for a bit, so he started ranting at us girls and went on for quite a while. There was an older lady, in her 60s, who worked there too. She came to take her turn getting yelled at. She politely listened while he screamed at her to shove the TV up her ass. She, with a straight face, calmly replied, "I'm afraid it won't fit as I already have a stove and refrigerator up there. How would you like to pay for your bill?" We girls just lost it. The best part was that caused him to storm out threatening to come back later, jump into his truck and squeal out of the parking lot. As he turned right, he hit a pole the gas company permanently fixed to the sidewalk to keep vehicles from driving over the metal access doors. This pole hit the middle of the door and dug in. Because he was so furious, he had smashed down the gas pedal, and that pole creased his truck from mid-passenger door all the way to the tailgate. He came back in to scream how we owed him repair money for his truck, and was even more angry to find out that pole had nothing to do with our business and he'd have to explain the circumstances to the gas company and hope they would pay.